Hi guys, it's Mandy. Today I just wanted to talk about a quick little story time about the time that I got suspended from school. I was in grade 9. I am a very creative person. For real, I am. I'm a very creative, open, spiritual person. I always have been. Sometimes, like, you know, those of you who are in high school, you shouldn't skip. You should not skip. Go to class. But I did skip. Nobody's perfect. You know, you're in high school, you're a teenager, you do crazy things. But I skipped this one particular period because nobody wants to go to math class unless you're really smart. I'm not saying that people who don't like math aren't smart, because math was never my thing. Didn't go to math class that day because I just wasn't feeling it. Just bad vibes, wasn't feeling it, needed to take a walk. I went and I walked with my friend and we found this little spot because my high school was really big. There were like these little tiny like crevice areas that you could like sit and hide and hang out with your friends because there were so many staircases. Our high school had like 3 or 4 floors and it was connected to another building and that had multiple floors as well. Like there were a lot of places to go. So I went to the basement level and I went underneath this stairwell that was like so dark and so lonely and like hidden from the outside world because obviously I'm a gremlin. And my friend at the time, we both like sat underneath the stairwell hidden from everything and we saw like this blank canvas. In my eyes, I was like, this thing is a piece that I can literally make a piece of art out of this thing, okay? So I'm staring up at this blank canvas hidden from all the world underneath the stairwell. This is perfect. I'm gonna spend my skipped math class time to draw under the stairwell, and I wasn't doing a bad job if I say so myself. It wasn't like obscene, obscure things. It was like pretty little, you know, like artistic doodles. And it wasn't like taking up the entire thing. It was just like little like doodles or whatever. I really worked hard on it. Literally, I never got caught skipping except for this day when I was doing this act of illegal graffiti. Sorry. This teacher came by and she was like, "What are you guys doing there?" And I was like, oh my gosh, like what are we gonna do? She saw us sitting under there and she looked at what we were doing and she saw the artwork, the beautiful artwork that I had done. And she sent me and my friend straight to the office. And we got in so much trouble. And I'll never understand that because, like, first of all, nobody can see it. I went to a school of the arts and I made their ugly, blank, boring, dusty, dirty, cobwebbed, hidden stairwell a work of magnificence. And I got suspended for like 2 days for doing that. And I got in so much trouble from my parents and I got grounded and I'm so upset about this, you guys. And you think that I would literally learn my lesson, but I did not. In like grade 11 or something, I shared this locker with my best friend. You guys remember Kat? I shared this locker with her and we decided to, on our lunch break, make this locker a work of art and so that we can open it Guys, you go to school, you open your locker, it's boring. So what can you do to change that? Well, in my opinion, I spent hours going through magazines, finding cool pictures or like bands that I liked and like fashion items that I liked and like whatever. And I like cut them out and I put them all over the locker. It got to a point where the locker was like absolutely covered except for one spot at the bottom of the locker. Kat was an art student, so she had paint on her and brushes and all of the perfect equipment to be equipped to make this locker look bellissima. And that's exactly what we did. And I blame Kat because she influenced me. We painted this locker completely. Like that one spot underneath, okay, it wasn't that small. I'm gonna admit it right now, it really wasn't that small. We painted it beautiful colors. It looked like a sunset, a sunrise, feathers, ocean. It was beautiful. I don't know how we got away with that. Like, I went 3 more years there, or 2 more years there, without anybody saying a word about that locker. And I'm sure it's still fully painted to this day. That's my quick little story time for you. The one time I got suspended from school, it was awful. Don't graffiti your school, guys. I believe in the freedom of artistic differences and creative flows. I'll never forget that time in Across the Universe where Jude is doing a beautiful portrait of Lucy on this blank stone wall in an abandoned building, and somebody like came over and was like, you're a violation of like this building, blah blah blah. And she was like, it was just a stupid wall and now it's a piece of art, a beautiful piece of art. What's wrong with that?
You two, scram! You're defacing city property.
What are you talking about? This was just a crappy wall and now it's a work of art.
You want me to come down there?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, if it's not being used, if nobody's doing anything with it, I don't see a problem with making it beautiful. What's wrong with that? Like, where I live, I drive past this bridge, like this big bridge, and you go under the bridge. And one day I saw this beautiful, like, spray paint, or it was paint, I don't know what it was, but this portrait of this woman, a woman's face, and it was so beautiful, and it was in the perfect spot. It wasn't too big, but like if you really looked for it, you could find it, and it was so beautiful, and I loved driving and looking at that, and it just made all the difference to that bridge. A couple days later, I see that the city that I'm in decided to like white it out, but the whiteout looks even worse. Now it just looks like a white splotch on this boring bridge, and I just see it every day now, and I think, oh, like, what's underneath that white splotch is beauty. I don't think there's anything wrong with art. I wish everybody could just paint freely with consent, obviously. Like, if it's somebody's belongings or somebody's property and they don't want you doing it, okay, fine. It's like, as long as it's not inappropriate or obscene, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, I really do appreciate art. So that's my little story time for you guys. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button. If you like me and my channel, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because I make new videos every week. Don't forget to tune in Mondays with Mandy on Younow. The link is in the description. The song of the day is Hey You by Pink Floyd. How is that for artsy fartsy, guys? Love you guys. Peace and love.